And we're still on health issues. Antimicrobial resistance in both humans and animals is largely driven by the consumption of animal and fish products laced with unregulated antibiotics. According to veterinary diagnostic experts, most poultry, livestock and fish farmers disregard the withdrawal period specified by the pharmaceutical pharmaceutical companies. The withdrawal period is that time when all residues have been cleared from the system of the animal or fish after the administration of antibiotics. To learn more about veterinary pharmaceutical products, GBC News visited a couple of veterinary pharmacies in the capital.
It is common to see pharmacies around or pharmaceutical companies around dispensing medication to humans. But have you heard about a veterinary pharmacy? Well, when I saw one, I was quite intrigued and I decided to go in there to find out what goes on or what is sold at the veterinary pharmacy. Come with me and you would know more. Hello.
We have pure antibiotics, pure vitamins, we have coccidiostats, and then the dewormers. If you look at the dewormers, we have piperazine. That's a dewormer for poultry, rabbits, goats, pigs. Any other animal can use it. We also have this one, Dufamec, ivermectin oral. It's also a what do you call it, a dewormer for poultry. And this one is pure antibiotics. We call it Enrocoli. And we also have another pure antibiotics here. Call it Comice E. With the pure vitamin, we have 3 types. Okay. We have multi-aminoam, hydrorix, Absa aminovits.
So just like pharmaceutical products for human beings, they are supposed to be kept under certain conditions. In what conditions are these medications for animals kept?
Just a normal room temperature, with exception of the vaccines, which are supposed to be in fridge.
Much of the antimicrobial resistance we are having is driven by animals that we are consuming. Sure. So tell us about how to even handle such medication. How do pet owners or farmers handle such medication before we even consume their products?
In fact, this is one of the biggest problems the country is facing, the antimicrobial resistance. Unlike human medicine, when we are sick, we quickly rush to hospital, any health facility. But it's not like that in veterinary. Anybody at all thinks they can do anything on their animal. When the animal is sick, we find most of them come here, boss, I want pen strip. When you try to restrain them, oh, is it not my animal? Give it to me. When I go and inject it, it dies. That is it. But that is what is actually killing us. You see these drugs, when you take it in excess, when you give it to the animal in excess, just like human being, you are going to create a whole lot of confusion. But here comes the case. When they come and you restrain them, they think maybe you are unduly difficult. This is what we call acaricides. We use it to control ectoparasites, like ticks, fleas, and lice. It's one of the popular acaricides on the market. And we also have wound spray. This is Dufa spray, this is Oxy spray. This spray contains antibiotics. This one doesn't, but they are all wound sprays. And we also have dewormer called levamisole. We have pen strip here. It's an antibiotics. We have Dufamec, ivermectin oral. You see, that's the oral I was talking about. It's also a dewormer that takes care of both endo and ectoparasites. We have multi-B complex here, just like we call it BICO. We also have tyrosine, it's also an antibiotics. We have sulfur, also an antibiotics. We have genta, combination of gentamicin and analgin. It's also an antibiotics antibiotics and at the same time painkiller. Okay. We have oxytocin, which just as the name suggests, that one is what we call it, like hormones. That's what we used to help the animal that is in labor and find it difficult to deliver, or those that have delivered and the milk is not flowing, just to induce milk flow and all that. We also have albendazole suspension. It's a dewormer for small and large ruminants. With the magic feed, that's what we give to day chicks when they come from first week to let's say 1 to 2 weeks time before you now switch them to a grower mash.
Most of the drugs have withdrawal periods, and the withdrawal periods should be respected, because some medicine or drugs form residues in meat and animal products like eggs, milk, and others. So we always, the veterinarians and animal veterinary technicians need to advise farmers and others to respect the withdrawal period, because the withdrawal period is very, very important to avoid resistance.
I never met an animal surgeon. I'm used to human beings. So tell me more about your trade.
Animals are like children. They can't talk, they can't speak. So if they are sick, they are not going to tell you, I'm suffering from this kind of disease. So you are supposed to know the behavior of the animal before you be able to do any medical intervention. Because if you don't understand the language of the animal, you're not able to interpret whatever the animal is doing. And then we make sure that diseases that transfer from animals to humans, that what we call zoonotic disease, we try to prevent it.
We are regulated by a council, Veterinary Pharmacy Council. The owner should be a veterinary surgeon. I didn't say it's all that lucrative anyway. There are ups and downs. But once we have these animals or livestock, poultry in the system, definitely we may need medications for them. So I wouldn't say it's too bad as well. At least we break even.
We also have a retractable cord leash that you could probably strap to your pet and go for a walk with.